Hello guys, welcome to Scarlet 47, Rose Hill. This is Scarlet 47. Welcome to Rose Hill update for September 2014. And as you can see, we're starting to have the live wires fitted. If you can't quite make it out, it's these wee copper strands here. Isn't that exciting? Now this is the only section that's been fitted so far. All the masts are in place. All the ballasting is done on the station loop, which is quite exciting. The lampposts are being glued in the back on this poster platform. As you can see, I've kind of taken, to try and avoid gluing them in, I'm kind of having to do it one at a time, of putting some glue in, sticking them down and then attaching them to this PVA, to the glue bottle, until they dry to keep them straight and level so we don't have squint lampposts. But anyway, that's going good. Okay, so what we've done here is I've put some ballast down in between the siding and the station. This was then weathered, basically just using a mix of watered down black paint. But I don't, it's come out a bit too dark in this section, because if you compare it to kind of the kind of weathered track over this side, over here, that's quite a nice darkness, but I suppose I did want to create a contrast with the station siding, as that was supposed to. This has been redone before. This has been redone when the line was electrified, so we'd have new ballast on anyway. So that's done to create a contrast. As you can see, round the bases of the posts we have new ballast. I've kind of left a square around that, as if they've obviously had to clear the ballast away to fit the new posts in for the live overhead wires. So this is all ballasted. I've also made here some fencing, which I shall talk you through just now. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it, but here, for this fencing, it is basically these little metal poles, which were made out of cut up staples, so the kind of thicker staples you get, not staples, paper clips. Just raided the stationery, here's things you're going to collect. So they were cut up into these wee poles and stuck into the baseboard before ballasting. So they're kind of just hammered down a little bit, and then when it was ballasted, the glue is kind of soaked in and kept them there. And then what I've also been doing is, I don't know if you can make out, but this is basically just red twine that's been put in. So I've done the lower layer and there's going to be an upper layer. So this is kind of to represent a fence between the running line and the kind of postal platform to kind of protect staff. So this is just being glued on. I've used super glue for this, purely because, not because of it needs any particular, well, high rigidity, but just because it dries quicker. So I'm in the process of doing that at the moment. So it's just kind of been a case of super gluing it down, attaching it and hoping it stays. So that is that. Also, I know this possibly isn't wholly prototypical, however at the end of the line, just to kind of make it simpler for me modelling, I've just simply taken one of the normal pylons, snipped the arms off and kind of just plugged the end of the cable into the overhead, into the kind of insulating bits. And if you excuse the chimney pots below in this shot, as you can see there's kind of little wee dimples here. That's where there was other supporting wires, so kind of like this, but I've had to be cut off so that it would fit into the OHLE, because although this is made by the same German manufacturer, the proportions seem to be different. But anyway, it's overhead line wires and it should be able to withhold a pantograph going over it quite happily, hopefully. I guess we'll find out when the 303 is completed, which I'll have an update coming up for you soon on how it's progressing, because it is progressing. I've also started on some progress on the roadway. We have basically just some undercoats on it now, and obviously that's masking taped off to protect the painting of the girders and the fence, so I don't have to go and redo that. So yeah, it's not finished yet, just some undercoats done, while I was trying to get some other stuff done. So this will probably be one of the later jobs to be completed, mostly because it's quite boring just painting, and it's much more fun fitting the OHLE and whatever else. Okay, now here's my professionalism as a YouTuber coming through. I've just watched the last update and realised that I've missed out a lot of changes that I've covered. So the girder above the bridge is now fully attached permanently. That took a lot of PVA glue. This has had all the gaps filled in and sanded down. If I'm honest, I probably could have sanded it down more, I just got a bit bored. So it's looking very rough. The fence is also permanently fitted. This has been painted. I forgot this hadn't happened last time. So that took a couple of coats of black and then just grey over the top. And then a lot of putting masking tape down to create these thin wee lines. But then the masking tape didn't really hold well, so I had to go over the top. However, that's kind of left it kind of patchy in some places, so almost as if the paint's been chipped away, so it kind of looks alright. I've kind of got the triangle here. Basically it's kind of it's going to be, I think I might make up some wee signs like trolleys must stay within the yellow lines or something like that, so that's why there's kind of lines here, and the lines don't all go all the way to the end of the platform. Also, I have realised that I've kind of lost the wee steps that go down here, but I think I talked about it last time, so I'm going to need to find like maybe some wee steps for here and also at this end to allow staff to get up from track level up to the platform level. I'm about to see if I can get this OHLE to fit. But I don't have any pantograph locos to run on it at the moment, because my 86's pantograph, the old Hornby pantograph that was fitted to it, is kind of it's kind of falling apart. In some parts due to a certain other Callum, it's the reason it fell apart. But I'm going to get a new one fitted for it, and kind of upgrade it so it looks awesome and kind of runs nicer. And also the 303 is obviously not quite finished yet, but I'll explain all that in that video. So anyway, thanks for watching again, and I shall see you later.